Passion is something that you can go out and enjoy doing every day is basically just a miracle because it's just true happiness. And in the poem, The Runner by W.H. Auden, Auden speaks about the realness of running and just how natural it is. All visible, visibly, moving things, spin or swing. One of the two move as the limbs of a runner do, to and fro, forward and back, or as they swiftly carry him in orbit go, round an endless track. So everywhere, every creature disporting itself according to the law of its making in the rival's dance, of a balanced pair, or the ring dance, round a common centre, delights the eye by its symmetry, as it changes place, blessing the unchangeable, absolute rest, and space all share. The camera's eye does not lie, but it cannot show the life within, the life of a runner, of yours or mine. That race which is neither fast nor slow, for nothing can ever happen twice. That story which moves like music, when begotten notes, new notes beget, making the flowing of time a growing, till what it could be at last it is, where fate is freedom, grace, and surprise. Now, we all want to be successful and become successful people in our lives, but we often overthink things and think there's all these tricks to getting to the top, when honestly, we need to stop overlooking that. Sometimes it just takes hard work to get where we want to be. And I'm going to read a piece from the story Once a Runner by John L. Parker, a story about a young man who actually quits and drops out of college to focus on breaking the 4-minute mile. And there are questions. What did he eat? Did he believe in isometrics, isotonics, EST, ESP, STP? What did he have to say about yoga, yogurt, Yogi Berra? What was his pulse rate, his blood pressure, his time for the 100-yard dash? What was his secret? They wanted to know in 1,000 different ways what his secret. They wanted to know in 1,000 different ways. They wanted to know the secret. And not one of them was prepared, truly prepared to believe that it had not so much to do with chemicals and zippy mental tricks, as with that most unprofound and sometimes heart-rendering process of removing, molecule by molecule, the very tough rubber that comprised the bottoms of his training shoes. The trial of miles, miles of trials. How could they be expected to understand that? So, as I said before, when you're truly passionate about something, you will find that you're willing to do whatever it takes to reach your goal. And sometimes you just got to remember that past glories and stuff like that, it doesn't matter because, for example, in a sport, it's why they play the game and you race the race to see who the fastest is. And Craig Lutz talks about this experience from his freshman year in his running blog online. Nothing before the date of November 21st, 2011 no longer mattered. Childhood goals and high school medals won were now sitting in the corner of a hallway closet behind jackets and Christmas wrapping paper, because all they are is the past. Sure, they are a friendly reminder of the constant grind, but they only possess a material image that cannot accomplish anything for me now. Once I stepped onto the University of Texas campus, everything that was achieved was wiped off my plate, because no one cares anymore. And this isn't a saddening fact or a depressed moment, it's just reality of how things are. I'm a freshman once again, and therefore everything is about the future. The choices that are still to be made, and no longer the yesterday or the mistakes that I've lived through. The last 2,000 meters on that Indiana course proved just this. In that, up until that point, I had run my race, and then I opened my eyes to see the goal that I had always dreamed about was sitting in front of me, and all I had to do was drive harder than I had ever before. Nothing in the past compared to the pain I felt those last 6 minutes, and nothing will ever compare again until I step on that line next year, and you better believe that everything accomplished to that day will no longer matter once again. The only thing that is of concern to a runner when the gun ignites is what kind of animal he will be that day, and will he go beyond a barrier that his past has never seen. Once I hit that finish line, I fell into the arms of a race volunteer and my mind went completely blank. Everything I lived for since my middle school years had been accomplished, and I had held on to the All-American status for the last stretch of the course. Everything that had been going through my head went to only one idea of just staying on my feet, and the screams of people around me meant nothing but a constant hum. Once I was done, I laid in the finish chute for a while, ignoring the workers who were trying to move me, and occasionally nodding my head to say I was still alive. Eventually, I got up and staggered out to my team as we embraced to the success of being the 11th best team in the nation. Nothing in the past mattered anymore, because the things that were attained that day was and is the new past as we drive to better ourselves tomorrow. I'm not saying that we won't be forever proud of what November 21st, 2011 meant to us, and especially the seniors on the team, but we made a step in a new direction, and we can't just sit and reflect because this is a sport of moving forward. So, running is going to be exactly what you make of it, and that's the really cool thing about it. If you want to put a lot into it, you will get a lot out of it, and if you just want to be someone that occasionally goes out because they feel like they want to stay in shape a little bit, then that's what you're going to get out of it. So running will give back, you give to it.